Hey guys, today we will compare latest and greatest Nikon Coolpix P1000 with its smaller and more affordable brother, Coolpix B700. Zoom difference is even bigger than in my other comparisons, but we will try to find out which one is better choice. They have more in common than you would think. Before getting further, rate this video and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more and more camera reviews and comparisons. Thank you. Let's start by mentioning key specs of both cameras. P1000 has 1/2.3 inch 16 megapixel CMOS sensor, 125x optical zoom lens that's 24 to 3000 mm with f2.8 to 8 aperture. Records video up to 4K at 30 frames per second, has RAW format support. B700 has 1/2.3 inch 20 megapixel CMOS sensor, 60x optical zoom lens that's 24 to 1440 mm with f3.3 to 6.5 aperture. Records videos up to 4K at 30 frames per second, has RAW format support. When it comes to build quality, P1000 wins hands down. It got higher quality materials and overall more robust and solid design. Of course, nothing is for free, so P1000 weighs about 850 grams more than B700, and you can definitely feel this in your hand. P1000 is by no means compact camera anymore. That said, big lens housing and good grip make this camera not that hard to hold, but B700 is without a doubt more portable and comfortable to use. Button layout and user interface is pretty much the same on both. Menu is pretty intuitive and simple, but if you want to play with some more advanced stuff, you also got P, A, S, M modes on the dial. What's new in P1000 is that it got specific bird mode, moon mode on the dial and physical autofocus to manual focus switch, which is probably the most useful upgrade in terms of functions for me. In terms of screen, both are articulating, which is fantastic, and we got 3.2 inch screen in P1000 versus 3 inch screen in B700. Honestly, quality is pretty much the same for me. They are a little bit oversaturated, but no big deal really. Just no protective layer on the LCD is disappointing. They will scratch easily. Electronic viewfinders, however, are completely different. This time with P1000 we got 2.3 million dot OLED viewfinder, while B700 has 921,000 dot LCD. There is not much sense even comparing both, because P1000 EVF is fantastic to use, provides huge vision, excellent sharpness and contrast, while EVF in B700 is something that you use when you got no other choice. And this may seem not that important, but it really is, trust me. Using viewfinder provides more stable position to shoot, and it's just more accurate way of shooting, at least for me. I'm very happy about that upgrade, especially when we consider its super zoom camera. I feel like autofocus is once again something pretty much the same on both. It's good for normal shooting and etc, but when you shoot in the zoom or you are in a hurry, you want to shoot object that's moving fast, like plane, you will often find the camera struggles a bit. It's also hard to say which camera has better stabilization because of completely different weight. I think P1000 was better, but it can make your hands a little bit hard after a while. Anyway, both B700 and P1000 have superb stabilization that allows you to shoot things even at maximum zoom handheld, which is very impressive. In terms of battery life, according to Nikon, Coolpix B700 allows you to shoot 420 photos on full charge, while P1000 only 250. Now let's take a look at the most important aspect in this comparison, which is zoom difference. 125 times versus 60 times difference seems obvious, but it's not like that really. Look at this real-world comparison and ask yourself, do you need that extra zoom? At a certain point in focal length, difference becomes less and less significant. Generally, further and the object is that extra zoom difference will be more helpful. In my opinion, that 125 times zoom is worth the money, but only if you are strict super zoom fan. For an average consumer, Coolpix B700 60 times zoom is more than enough. If you expected some huge upgrades in terms of image quality, I have to disappoint you. Upgrades are present, but they are rather subtle. Level of detail and sharpness in photos is pretty much the same. It's good, but you can't really go into the crop appreciating big amount of details. It's nothing more than you would expect from small sensor bridge camera. Both have good dynamic range, although you can't expect fast auto HDR modes found in cameras in flagship smartphones, for example. They hold pretty good in comparison with their competition. I find where they did biggest improvement is in exposure control. Coolpix P1000 has better exposure control. It won't make photos kind of blown out and overexposed like B700 often could. I'm very happy about that. It's a little thing, but pretty significant, especially if you won't make post-production and you shoot straight JPEGs. Where P1000 also shines is with its lower aperture of 2.8 at wide angle compared to 3.3 in B700. This helps in worse light condition and gives better depth of field. I always felt like Coolpix superzoom cameras have class-leading lens quality, and this time it's no different. Both B700 and P1000 have seriously fantastic sharpness and clarity all the way through the focal length range. Of course, with some exception at maximum zoom, but it's standard for all super zoom that I've seen, and this is very important in this comparison. When we consider which camera has better lens, P1000 wins simply because maximum focal length on B700 is half maximum focal length on P1000. 1440mm versus 3000mm. That make P1000 photos at focal length close to 1440mm look super clear, while B700 starts to lose its clarity, and generally I think that P1000 has just little bit better lens quality. Low light performance is not super strong point of both cameras. Like I said earlier, better aperture of 2.8 in P1000 may help a little bit to provide lower ISO or faster shutter speed. Also, I feel like colors are a little bit more accurate in P1000. B700 tends to show some greenish yellowish kind of tint and flatness in low light photos. When it comes to video quality, in 4K, both applies noticeable over-sharpening effect, slightly stronger on B700. Once again, not much difference between both. I would like to see something a little bit better like in flagship smartphones, but still you can bring out some fine shots in good light, especially using zoom. Once again, results are very good in comparison with their small sensor rivals. In conclusion, I think that Nikon Coolpix B700 will be the best choice for most people. Nikon Coolpix P1000 with its 125x optical zoom is something crazy pretty much only for huge super zoom enthusiasts. Picture and video quality, functionality is very similar on both. Better zoom and few features like fantastic EVF make it more interesting, but we have to consider price difference. P1000 is 3 times more expensive than B700. What I didn't said is that you can also consider something in the middle, which is Nikon Coolpix P900 with 83x optical zoom and more reasonable price also. That said, title of Super Zoom King definitely belongs to P1000, but title of affordable, very good super zoom that suits most people need belongs to B700. Tell me your opinion, which one you prefer in the comments down below. Thank you very much for watching and see you in the next comparison.